Just waiting for more folks to come in. For those of you who have arrived already, thank you for being here. It has been an interesting Wednesday. Well, not really, but I presume it'll be more interesting as time goes on, as the day progresses. Mustafafa. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. Thank you, my friend. I love your political views. It's awesome to see someone not boxed in. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Look, being radically and vivaciously, meaning lively, a thinker, is going to require you to transcend some of the predefined lines and boxes that have been given to you by the political establishment, right? You understand those boxes. You understand those lines. You understand what their significance are, but you don't let them constrain and bind you to a relic of the past. You, as Emerson say, test that relic of the past to see that if it actually is something that is beneficial to you and your advancement. So no, I think that's the principle that I use that animates my actions going forward, and I'm very happy that those principles provide value to you and they bless you. I'm very happy about that. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. And really, I'm just chatting. I don't have an agenda for this stream. I'm just chatting with you guys. So when more of you come in, I will be here to chat. I'm just chatting. I'm just chatting, guys. So if you wanna ask me a question or whatever, I'm here and I'm ready whenever you are. So just chatting. There's no plans, no agenda. We're just having a conversation. If you want to, of course. And so I'm waiting for more folks to come in. I suspect that there will be more come in very soon. Because I don't plan these things. I don't plan these things. Yeah, you have them, Carson. You have them. You have them. Yes, sir. And if this is not an eventful stream, we might just privatize this one. Because sometimes the streams don't need to be up if they're not eventful, if they're not going to give you guys value. But we'll see how many of you come in. If I look like I'm tired, it's because I am. I had a midterm test today. And I have not gotten anything done today yet. This is my video for Wednesday, typically. But I have just been incredibly lazy today. So that's my struggle right now. But we're okay. We're okay. It's tomorrow is another day, right? Tomorrow is a different day, right? You never let temporal moments, passing moments, define how you treat, other days in the week. You always keep things in perspective. Cat writes, I am so happy to find someone else who believes that people shouldn't be put in boxes based on certain criteria. It feels as a society, we just keep creating boxes to put people in correctly because as human beings, Cat, we are one of the laziest species on the planet. in that with the advancement of technology, we've gotten very, very complacent with the ease of how information comes to us now. And putting someone in a box prevents you or stops you from having to think about what's in that box. If the box is delineated and there is a clear label, then that's what you need to know according to mass society today. So we have to eschew complacency and actually be willing to get involved in the nitty-gritty of understanding the world that the framers of America were involved in. The natural rights tradition did not come from people sitting around and thinking about the most convenient way to start a revolution. The natural rights tradition came from a fundamental metaphysical justification of what it meant to be a human being and what it meant to be a human being in the context of a society, in the context of an interaction with other people. That takes reason. That takes epistemic humility. That takes work. That takes grit. But so often today, we are bogged down by the ease of stuff like this, of all kind of things that just make our life run on autopilot. And it's disturbing. And there's been studies and studies and studies put into this very topic. So, Kat, our political reality is absorbing the principles, the guiding concepts of our digital age. That's concerning to me. Now, there are some aspects of the digital age that are actually quite good. The democratization of information, in my opinion, is a great thing. I think us being able to have access to wealth information that is not kept into a box by a particular political authority is great for knowledge production. It's great for us getting to the truth. But there's a cost. There's a cost, though. There's a cost. Anyway, sorry. Dr. Mavarius writes, "Hello, Mr. Watson. How are you doing? I'm doing okay, my friend. Thank you. I'm tired. I have not gotten a lot done today. Probably not going to get a lot done today, but that's okay because I did a midterm today, and so I'm just working, man. Just working. Tomorrow's a new day, though. I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. Tomorrow's always a new day, so I'm okay." Carson asked, "Christian Watson, what are your thoughts on Chris Cuomo coming out as black?" I think I saw that. Well, he didn't come out as black. He made a joke when he was transitioning to Don Lemon's show. It was a tasteless joke, in my opinion, but people got mad that he made that joke, and because they think that he was offensive because it skews understanding of what black folks supposedly go through, and Cuomo being an Italian white man can't understand supposedly. And then Cuomo said, "No, I'm actually on your side. I use that as a way so we can explain the things black people go through." Chris Cuomo just shoots from the hip and has no direction in his thinking, in my opinion. He wants to appear as if he is this common sense, logical, everyman journalist. But that aesthetic does not reflect the truth of who Chris Cuomo is in his private life, from what little bit I know of him. From what I know of him, Chris Cuomo is a temperamental, egotistical, arrogant, prideful, vain, motivated individual. Someone who is captured by false imaginations. How do I know this? Well, I'm analyzing specimens of his personal life, and I'm deducing from that. So when you get upset, when you are a public figure and you get to the point where you want to throw a fist at someone because they called you Fredo, and you claim that's an Italian slur, when in all reality it is not an Italian slur, and you almost get in the guy's face and knock him out, it's obvious that you are motivated by a certain image of yourself, that your ego is very fragile, which means that you hold your ego up to a very higher level. It's just indicative and endemic of so many maladies of the character, so many maladies of the mature man that he's supposed to be at his age and his profession. So Chris Cuomo, there's a lot of things going on there that I think are very troublesome. But I'm no psychologist, but I can just tell you from a philosopher's eye what I think is going on. Immense immaturity, pridefulness, not being able to see beyond himself. He's trapped in the cave, as Plato would say. Hello, Whitney. How you doing? Whitney? Good to see you. Okay. The first person to pronounce my alias right. Good going. Thank you. Hey, I don't... Sometimes I get idiosyncratic names correctly. Other times I do not. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, Chris Cuomo needs help. Chris Cuomo needs help. Chris Cuomo needs help. Oh, Lord. I don't know, man. I don't know. Humility is at an all-time... Yes, it is. It is. I agree. When you are in an era of constant approbation, where approval is a click away, it's a thumbs up away, it's a like away, then yes, your ability to be humble is going to be strained. Especially since the clicks and the likes are linked directly to social validation. So, I don't know. Eckhart Troll asks, humility... No, sorry, I just read that one. Mustafa, I have no idea how to say that name. It sounds like Mustafar from Star Wars, the planet that Anakin went to before Obi-Wan confronted him on the planet to go kill the Separatist Council who was hiding out there on the orders of Count Dooku. Because, okay, sorry, you guys probably don't want to hear this nerd stuff, so let me just continue. Why do you think we're so divided as a country? Okay, so here's the thing, Mustafa. Excuse me, I don't know if that's right. I don't think division is a problem. Believe it or not. I don't think division is a bad thing. Why? In this political context, at least. But I can get a little bit metaphysical here on you. Metaphysically, the world itself is divided, and it is through those divisions, either incidentally or otherwise, that we understand certain concepts. I understand what is hot because I understand what cold is. If I had only one of those concepts, I probably wouldn't have a sense of either, or I probably wouldn't even need to have a sense of either, would I? I would be in a unisingular, one-dimensional world. In one-dimensional worlds, I can't imagine us being in such a way, but assuming that we were in such a way, I don't think we would be the creative, dynamic human beings we are right now. So on a metaphysical level, I think division is a necessity for life. On a political level, I think division is a necessity to weed out bad ideas from good ideas. The Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, the two factions of framers who went at it in Philadelphia and Constitution Hall, were so bitterly divided on what the final form, the final manifestation of what they understood to be true about the value of the human being, about the ontological certainty of the value of the human being, the Constitution would be. They fought. Hamilton, the Federalist Papers were not just interesting dissertations written by people who were interested in abstract political theory. The Federalist Papers written by people who had political stakes in a certain iteration, in a certain version of the Constitution, who wanted centralization, who wanted to have a strong core authority that was mended together by that assurance of force, whereas the Anti-Federalists said, you know what, no. What is more important than the centralization is rights. The center is within me as the individual. That's what's more important. My rights need to be at the center of every single consideration insofar as government goes. And so, out of that compromise, out of that division, you had birthed the Bill of Rights. The 10 most profound statements, the 10 most profound bulwarks against tyranny in the history of any political nation ever conceived. Division brought us that. So, I don't think division is bad. I think division is a good thing. The problem is kind of incidental to division. The problem is when someone takes the fact that they are divided to mean that they are enemies on a human level. Because forget the political stuff. There are people who are political enemies, but they are the best of friends outside of the public sphere. There are people who disagree with me on every damn thing, but I love them to death when we're out of the spotlight. So it's not division that's messing us up. It's the dehumanization of our fellow man. It's a misrecognition or a refusal to recognize that all men are equal in terms of our humanity, in terms of our value, our rights. That's what's the problem. It's not division. Division is never the problem. Kyle, I have not. I have not read. I have not read Jonathan Roch. I'll get to it though. I mean, I'll get to it. If you want to see, I got a lot of crap to read. I have to. Okay, let me show you. Okay, crap. I'm trying to get through Michael Harrington. If you guys know who Michael Harrington is, Michael Harrington he was the founder of the Democratic Socialists of America. He is a famous socialist. He's dead now, but he wrote a book that I'm trying to get through. Not because I agree with him, obviously, but here it is right here. It's called. He literally wrote this for Socialist International. So this is about how many pages? It's about 300 pages. I'm trying to get through this. Oh crap! Oh, stop! Excuse me. Mere Christianity. I'm trying to get through this. I picked this up a month ago. I've read about 20 pages. I'm trying to finish. Crap. I'm dropping things. I'm a mess this Wednesday. Excuse me. I'm a mess. I'm trying to get through some of this right here. And if you guys don't know who this lady is, she is one of the most profound defenders of libertarian ideology in the history of the country. You need to read her. Trying to get through this. I mean, if I showed you all the books on my desk that I'm trying to get through, guys, you'd be like, Christian, you're overextending yourself, and you'd be correct. Because I have a love and a knowledge of learning. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But there's so much I want to learn. There's so much I want to learn. And so, and the principle of scarcity binds my energy, as it does all of us. So there's so little time I have to learn. So, yeah, I'll read Rauch later, but I got a lot to get through on my desk. A lot. I'm going to probably do like one book a week, because I don't know, man. But I got a lot to get through on my desk. But think about it. Once I get through all these books, I'll be able to give you guys more content, because I'll know more. So, yeah, I'll get to Rauch later. Sometime soon. Tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but still. I love you tomorrow. That's a good movie, by the way. Annie is a great movie. You guys should watch it if you have not already. Okay, Mustafa asks, what's up with President Biden avoiding press conferences? That's a great question. Look, I haven't... Okay, is it bad that I don't really care that he's avoiding press conferences? President Trump quite literally suspended the press corps for almost a year, I think. I don't... Look, as long as I know the president is operational, which is doubtful in Biden's case, I'm not entirely sure I care about him avoiding press conferences. Because I can see what he's doing. I can see that he's trying to get the United States involved in a militaristic endeavor around the world. I can see he's trying to implement the Paris Climate Accord standards onto America. I can see that he is basically making culturally relativist arguments for in justification of Xi Jinping's murder of the genocides. I can see what Biden's doing, and I can see that Kamala Harris just had 12 or so phone calls with some of the top leaders in the world on Biden's behalf, according to the Washington Post today. So I see what my leaders are doing. My leaders. Fuck that. Excuse me. I see what these politicians are doing. I lead myself. Not my leaders. They don't lead me. I lead myself. I can see what they're doing. As long as I can see what he's doing, I don't need to hear from him in a press conference. Because in all honesty, press conferences are simply airbrushed PR stunts by politicians to bolster their image. You're not going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth out of that. You're better to understand a politician through their actions than you are through what they say. You are better to understand a politician through their actions than you are through what they say. So, I can see what Biden's doing. That's what the site That's what I'm using. I can see what Biden's doing. I see it clearly. I don't need to hear him spin it. I don't need to hear that. So I don't really care about the press conferences. Exactly, doctor. Exactly. How do I get the motivation and focus to start reading? I want to take interest, but I get overwhelmed with pages, and I am already horrible at managing time. Yeah. My time management is pretty bad too, my dude. Believe it or not, you might think, "Are you sure, Christian?" Yeah, I'm lazy sometimes, man. I work very hard, which is why sometimes I'm tired sometimes, guys. I get tired. This gets tiring sometimes. I love you guys to death, but being out here trying to think of something original to say every damn day, trying to compete with people that don't have a single iota of intellectual honesty coursing through their veins, it gets tiring. And then having people estimate me because I have like 2,000 subscribers, not 20,000, yeah, it gets tiring. So there are some times, dude, where discouragement hits me too, and I'm just like, you know what? I gotta rest. I mean, God rested on the seventh day, didn't he? But I'm not God, though, so who am I? But so, yeah, but here's what I think, my friend. If you have a plan, stick to the plan, get a schedule, plan your days around that schedule. That's one of the best ways to get started, of course. All right. How long do you think Biden's batteries will last? I don't, dude. I don't wish death upon anyone. I hope that Biden lives and survives and has a happy golden years or whatever. He is an old guy. Kamala is already running the show. She is making calls on his behalf. She's involved in every single national security meeting, every single policy meeting. Kamala is essentially training herself to take over. So I'm not an oracle. I can't predict things. I'm not going to predict things, but I think it's very obvious that Kamala is training herself to take over. So I don't know. Rolling out equity, everything in life would be. Yeah, that is quite scary. Eckhart Joel. You're better understanding anyone by what they do, not what. I agree. Hello, Danny. How are you, sir? How are you, my friend? Realistically, can we avoid war with China, Iran, and Russia? Of course we can, because all those countries. Oh, yeah, especially. Okay, so Iran does not want to. Okay, so Iran does not want to anger America for a very particular reason. We have a lot of economic power over their resources. There's a reason why the nuclear deal is such a big deal. And so Iran knows that. And that scares Iran. We're one of the biggest exporters. China's one of our biggest exporters. And we are basically codependent on each other's economies. We're basically squeezing the life out of Russia with these sanctions. And Russia's hurting. Russia's hurting right now. And they understand that if they go any further, it'll mean calamity for them. Yeah, and nukes are one thing as well, but I think diplomacy is one of the bigger. Deterrence is not as big of a deal, I don't think. Okay, it's in the background, but I think that having diplomatic tools at your disposal is a bigger deterrent. Because look, Russia does not want to be eradicated. Neither does China, neither does Iran. So no, I don't think we're going to have war with them anytime soon. Unless diplomatic bonds just deteriorate to such an extent where war is the only option possible. I don't think it'll reach that point. I can't imagine that, at least. So, that's my opinion. It's my opinion. Well, Biden stopped the production of it. I haven't researched it extensively recently, but Biden has stopped the production of it. And I don't think the project's going to be continued anytime under anytime over the next 4 years. So I don't know. I mean, I think that it could come back under a different administration. For all we know, we could be part of China. Well, I don't think we're part of China already. I think that we rely on a lot of their resources, but we're not a part of China already. I think that there are well, actually, there are a lot of folks that think that CCP has a lot of power in American society. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that America is compromised to the extent that China has sway over our political system. I think that China's a complicated situation, again, because, look, I don't like to conceptualize China as just the government. There are billions of people in China that have absolutely nothing to do with the CCP. They simply exist. And so when we say China or the Chinese, we are inadvertently looping in those people with the broader system that they may have nothing to do with. So it's important in the interest of epistemic humility and truth not to use the word China singularly, but to say just say the CCP. Because again, there are a lot of good people in China who have nothing to do with the torturous, tyrannical, unethical, immoral actions of the CCP. And speaking of the CCP, I'm going to have a survivor from communist China on this channel, Lily Tang Williams. Look her up on this channel in early April. I am excited to talk to her. She is a firebrand, and I think that she's going to be able to shine some bright lights on a lot of issues that are going on in China. All right, Edward, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Okay, Dr. Mr. Watson, if you don't mind me asking, what are some of your hobbies? Okay, so I love to read. I like debating people. Surprise, surprise. I like to travel. I like role-playing. If you don't know what role-playing is essentially a text-based medium where you act out a different kind of character than yourself in whatever universe. Basically like World of Warcraft or D&D. I'm into that kind of stuff. I like watching mystery videos, philosophy stuff. I'm a pretty boring lad. I'll be honest. This work that I do, the YouTube stuff and the podcast that I do, that's my life, guys. That's my life. My life is spent researching and trying to fight back against the cultural forces which are deteriorating our ability to obtain and actualize the American experiment. That's my life. So when I'm not doing schoolwork, I'm doing this kind of stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm not a pub boy, a tavern boy. I'm not someone who goes out and plays. I mean, this is my life, guys. This is my life, guys. So, I'm sorry if that's boring, but I don't know. I love it personally. I'm happy. So, oh, okay. I talk just like them, or is it the accent, or is it the content of what we say? Because if most philosophy students talk like me, Edward, then I don't know who the hell you're talking to. Because I have not met anyone who talks quite like me as an undergraduate in philosophy. Are you at Auburn University or something? I don't know what you're talking about, brother. All right. What policies from Biden's administration do you actually agree with? So I think Biden was okay to reverse the transgender ban on the military. There's no reason to have that personally. Look, that kind of stuff should not look. Look. I don't think that. I think that if someone is mentally capable of serving in the armed forces, regardless of if they're transgender or not, then they should be able to do that. So I think that was a good thing that Biden did. I'm having a hard time finding a lot of good things that he did. Not because I'm not trying to give the man his credit, but the man has just not been doing a lot of good things. The militarism, the trying to force the Equality Act onto Americans, not respecting property rights, the cultural relativism. I mean, there are just so many things that have happened. The proclamations, the reinstating of critical race theory into our public institutions. There are all kind of things that Biden is doing that are fundamentally destructive to the true principles that America needs to survive. So I'm not trying to be a partisan, but there are very few things that I have found redeeming about Biden. Very few things. So, your thoughts on the Mexican border recent crisis? Look, whenever anyone sees an opportunity to get out of their a war-torn country or a country that is racked by poverty, because a lot of the migrants from South America are in countries that are racked by poverty and militia violence and gang violence and drug violence, when you are in that situation and you see a way to get out, you're going to come. You're going to try to get out. And that's a fine thing to do. But the problem is the process. What's the process, right? And a lot of people... Well, here's my personal opinion. If I can verify that someone is coming here with peaceful intention, and they want to have refuge in the United States for a temporary period of time, they should have that refuge if you can verify they have peaceful intentions. I mean, so I don't know, man. I think that we have to treat the people at the border like humans, while also being security conscious, of course. We have to make sure people who are coming into the country are coming into the country in a way that is not going to hurt people. So, that's my opinion. Christian, are you following the Floyd jury selection? I have looked a little bit at it. I'm going to wait until the Chauvin trial starts before I comment, because I want the trial to start. People are already protesting. BLM protesters are already protesting. And if Chauvin is not convicted, Minneapolis and cities across the nation will alight with flame. They will alight with flame. So. Oh, well, okay, well, I'm happy you guys don't find me boring. That makes me very happy. Dr. Mar, I did not sound conspiracy. How are many of these policies coming from Biden? No, I think Biden is basically being told what to do. That's not conspiracy. I mean, Biden said, I am a transition president. And Kamala is absolutely pulling the strings. Her and her special interest groups. That's not a conspiracy. So, yeah, of course. Thoughts on Jason Riley's support for open borders? Edward, you're going to get me in trouble, dude. Edward, you're going to get me in trouble, my friend. People are going to unsubscribe from me. You will get me in big trouble, Edward. Big trouble. Okay. Do you guys want my honest opinion on open borders? Do you want my honest opinion on... Do you want my honest opinion on open borders? Do you guys want my honest opinion? Do you want my honest opinion? Do you want me to be honest? Do you want me to be honest? Yes or no? I can lie to you. I can lie to you and pretend to be someone that I'm not. I can lie to you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I could do that all day. I don't like to do that kind of stuff, but I can if you guys want me to. Do you want my honest opinion of open borders? Yes or no? My honest opinion of open borders. Yes or no? Okay, some of you are about to unsubscribe from me. Some of you are about to not watch my stuff anymore. Some of you are about to be really angry. Some of you are about to be really angry. So I'm just warning you for that. Some of you are about to be livid with me. Some of you are about to be livid with me. So I'm just warning you. Just prepare yourself, okay? Prepare yourself, okay? Some of you are about to be just... Whoo! I'm about to make someone mad today, man. I'm about to make someone mad today. Let me pull up my subscriber account, so I can see. How much. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, guys. Let me be very, 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 very honest with you. Ideally, I think there is a lot to the idea of open borders. Ideally. I think there is a lot to that idea. I don't think that the government has the right to tell other people who are coming here in a voluntary manner and who are coming here in a peaceful manner when and where they should go and when and where they should stay. Especially since these United States are essentially okay, Edward. Ugh, whatever. I'm trying to explain my take. Especially when these United States are essentially composed of private property. So, for the idea of this, a nation without borders is no nation at all, for an idea like that to exist, a few things have to be true. Number one, everything in the boundaries of the nation must belong to the nation. If this is not true, then it's no longer a nation without borders. It's a particular landmass that is actually constituted of a lot of private cattle farmers' land that's without borders. That entire Rio Grande Valley has a bunch of private owners owning it. When we say a nation without borders, we are assuming that this invisible authority, this metaphysical transcendent amorphous blob, has dominion over the entire landmass of the country. But what is a nation, my friends? A nation is nothing more than the commensurate sum of private property owners in their towns, in their cars, in their houses, in their transactions. So automatically, the idea of this sort of nationalistic spikes on the border, militarized border, makes no sense. Now, I tend to agree with Milton Friedman when he says that the welfare state needs to be targeted before we have a lot of immigration coming in. However, to be honest with you, most immigrants, at least not new ones, cannot get welfare. A lot of them can't, especially if they're illegal. If they're undocumented, it's hard for them to do it. There are some instances, in California where they give it up. But in most parts of the country, if you are undocumented and you try to get welfare of any kind, you are more likely, especially if you're in the South, to be deported or reported to ICE than you are to get any money. So I think the welfare state is kind of like a deflection almost. So I personally think, ideally, we would have a border that still exists, but lets anyone pass through when they'd like, as long as we can verify that they are peaceful. So I'm not saying be borderless. I'm saying have a border that is not militarized, that is not a sort of camp that exists to detain certain people who run athwart of many times unethical and arbitrary laws which restrict people's ability to move whenever they want to. That's my opinion on immigration. That's my opinion on open borders. That's what I think. That's my opinion. If you don't like that, I'm so sorry. Not really. That's just what I think. So, hey, that's what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, Danny, what context are you talking about, dude? What do you mean illegals are taking everything? I don't understand. I'm talking about the American context. I don't know anything about. Okay, how do we verify if they are peaceful? That's a good question. That's going to be a problem that the town they go in have to figure out if we can't verify immediately, you know? Look, dude, look. I'm on the right, okay? I am a libertarian conservative, right? I believe in freedom. KVNG. I bet you that some people left the stream just now because I said that if you want to be on someone else's private property and they give you the permission to be on there, you shouldn't need the imprimatur of the government to come across the country and be on someone's private property. I just said that. That probably made people mad. There are people who claim to be for individual liberty, yet they are pissed off that I want people to be able to come here on other people's private property if they are given the permission to beforehand. That is a intellectual inconsistency that they have to deal with, not me. If you believe in individual freedom, the logical extension of that is going to be the freedom of movement. So, excuse me if that upsets you. That's just my opinion. Excuse me. Oh, the minimum wage should be abolished. Shanae. Should be abolished. It's terrible. On multiple levels. It's an immoral, arbitrary fiat towards a business owner that imposes a sort of subjective standard of value upon how they should estimate their labor from a top-down approach, which violates their property rights. The minimum wage also makes it incredibly harder for minority kids to get jobs. The minimum wage also, I mean, there are just many different things. There are just many different things. I think that it kind of, it has a weird standard of value for labor in general. It's almost a Marxian concept, right? So no, I don't like it at all. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. Apologies if my thoughts do not seem very well thought out today, because I'm just tired, guys. I'm just tired. I'm very tired. Not because I lacked sleep. I got sleep last night. I had a midterm today, so things have been. No. Okay, so Danny, I don't. So there are about 13, 14 million undocumented immigrants that live here. A lot of those immigrants are populating certain agricultural industries that people don't want to have take those jobs. Um, this country is so big, it's so granular that I don't think that immigrants who come here on their own accord, who are left to their own devices, are making us any smaller or bigger than we actually are. Now, if they go to California and they get a bunch of free handouts, okay, that's different. I don't want that. I don't support that. We shouldn't give people incentives to come here. We should let them determine if it is wise for them to come here from wherever they're from. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. What would we replace the minimum wage? I've been hearing UBI. No, we nothing. Nothing. We let business owners do what they want with their property. KVNG. Nothing. Nothing. And UBI is also. It's based on the idea that people deserve a certain amount of money. You don't deserve anything except that which comes from your own labor or your own associations. So I don't like the UBI idea either. I say people just accrue skill And you don't have to go to college to accrue skill either. You can go to a trade school, which is much cheaper and pays off much faster. I mean, you accrue skill and you go for it. That's what you do if you want to replace the minimum wage. Minimum wage, the supplement for the minimum wage is your own hard work and labor. Indeed, Corey. I wonder if the doctor dropped out. I think a lot of people dropped out. I don't know, man. I said I was going to be honest with you. I mean, I could easily lie to you guys and say, oh, yeah, I think that all immigrants are bad and evil, and I want to have them deported and round up, and, you know, they're illegals, and blah, blah, blah. I could easily do that, but what am I giving you by doing that, guys? What am I giving you by doing that? I wouldn't be giving you the truth. I can't do that, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. There's only so far I'm gonna go. It's only so far I can go. All right, that's good, man. That's good. Happy you're still here. Of course, KVNG. That's how it works. I have labor. I have skills. I've accrued them. I go over to a value exchanger. I say, hey, guy, I can help you. I can give you value in this way. And you bargain. That's how it will work ideally. Yeah, you know, I'm not making that. I'm not arguing that Biden is being morally righteous compared to Trump, Denny. I'm not. That was never my argument. I don't agree with that. I think many U.S. presidents are actually, they use similar methods. So. That's okay. That's okay, doctor. I'm just making sure that, you know, I just want to be honest with you guys. I try to be honest. Speaking of honesty, I'm going to be, Carson, are you still here? Is my moderator still here? Is my moderator still here? Oh no, Kat. I would never just say, okay, let's just open up everything right now, right here, and let everyone come in. Nope, that's not me. I want to do a lot of things before we can even get to close to that point. Right. I don't support a fence or a wall, though. I don't support any of that. Number one, it's costly compared to what you're getting. I mean, you have a wall. You know, people dig tunnels. You know, there are some areas of the border that just are too naturally tumultuous to even put any structure on it, and people still climb over those too. By the way, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. Hey, I'm happy you guys like my opinion. I'm happy. I'm happy you guys are okay with. Oh well, I'm happy you guys are okay with me having a different opinion. That blesses me. It does, because you know, we're all different people, and we agree on the fundamentals, of course. Well, what it would mean, KVNG, that if okay, so underpay, if a business okay, well, first of all, that would be brought out in the bargaining process, would it not? Let's say that I'm a neurosurgeon. I go over to a hospital and they want to pay me $20 an hour, which is, to neurosurgeons, make like 500,000, 400,000, medium, average sometimes. Just starting out, they would they would never take that salary, and that labor is going to be valuable somewhere else. KVNJ. So, and mistreatment. I mean, again, if you're being mistreated, there is a minimum wage right now, and there are plenty of people who are being mistreated. The minimum wage has no connection with how nice your boss is, at all. But your willingness and tolerance to deal with your boss has connection to how much you put up with their meanness. Remember, my friends, in a free market economy, you hold all the cards. It's your labor. You can withdraw at any time you want to. It's a contractual relationship. So if you are not okay with how your boss is talking to you or treating you, you begin looking for other options. Now, there are some times where you don't have other options. And in those instances, sometimes you have to bite the bullet. There have been times where I have been working at a job, and I haven't had other options, or the options I did have would be inferior to the ones I had at the moment, and I had to kind of bite a few bullets. But I positioned myself with other things so that in the future I didn't have to go back to that position. And I'm a broke college kid. Now, of course, look, not everyone's the same, but my point is, I don't think the amount of money you have needs to dictate how far you can go in life in general. You can always plan for things. You can always try to increase what you have through certain means. So that's Christian Watson's thing. That's my thing. That's my thing. Yeah, look, the life is a very individualistic process in that there is no one size fits all solution for everyone. There will always be exceptions and contingencies that one must make when in relation with any principle. So, but I think generally, and really, I think that really what we do is what is generally the case. That's what I look at. So that's me. Speaking of that, guys, I'm going to be on a stream tonight. A guy called Bastiat. If you guys don't know who Bastiat is a streamer on a platform called Twitch. I'm not sure what the average age group of people in this chat are, but Twitch is a platform used by a lot of Gen Z, Gen X people to watch stuff. So I will put the link on the community tab when I'm off this stream, so you guys can come. Watch. Hey, Mr. Watson, what is the role of the executive to maintain a monstrous and gargantuan presence in our? No, it's not. The executive is the outgrowth of the preamble, and the preamble of the Constitution is the outgrowth of the Declaration, and the Declaration of the Constitution is the outgrowth of Lockean theory, and Lockean theory is the outgrowth of years upon years of 17th century, 18th century natural law theory that went from Hugo Grotius Samuel von Pufendorf, Vattel, over on to Locke. And all of those things are very clear about what the role of a proper government predicated upon natural law are. So no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, how old are you guys? I'm curious about this. The We the People program. I've never heard of that. What is that, Rebellion to Tyrants? I don't know what that is. Is that some sort of radio program or a YouTube program? Excuse me, no one listens to the radio these days. YouTube program, the We the People program. Mr. Doctor, you should join my Discord, sir. You should join my Discord, sir. 41, wow. 34, God. My lord, you guys. I'm honored. I'm honored, guys. I am honored. My God. I'm honored. I'm just 20 years old, man. So, um, when people who are much older than me take time out of their day to listen to me, that blesses me. That blesses me. that blesses me, man. God, have mercy. Mercy, Jesus, my Lord. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. My God, thank you. Would I debate Vosh? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Would I debate Vosh? Would I debate Vosh? Would I debate Vosh? For those of you who are unfamiliar, Vosh is a popular socialist YouTuber. I'm tired, guys. Excuse me. Vosh is a popular socialist YouTuber who makes no sense whatsoever. None. Zero. And actually, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Vosh said that he wants to. Vosh said that he sees not a single reason as to why we should not legalize child you know what. You take that with his incessant fetishistic fascination with bullying people on the internet who do not share his views. such as the great Doctor Karlin Borshenko, one of my personal friends, and you pair that with pretty terrible argumentation tactics and pretty canned arguments, in which he literally goes to Wikipedia in the middle of his argument formation process and relies on that as a source, rather than actually looking at an issue in depth and pulling from research that has been done about the issue for a lot of years. I have no interest in engaging someone like that. I have nothing to fear from Vosh. If I were to debate Vosh, I have no doubt that I would emerge victorious. I'm not saying that I'm so good or so great, but I'm saying he's so bad. But the question becomes, do I want that kind of stress? No, I don't. Do I want a socialist audience following me? No, because when you debate these people, a lot of their socialist fans will come over to you and try to follow you. I don't want that. Look, I don't mind if you have different beliefs than me, but I'm trying to create a career here. And if you believe in the use of force to force some this weird notion of equity onto people and to transcend our human freedom and to collectivize us, I don't think you're going to like me very much. You're not going to help my channel very much either. So no, there are just many reasons why I will not debate Vosh. No. Nope. Never. No, sir. It's never gonna happen. Impossible. What did Cinderella with Brandy in it? Where they're all singing Impossible? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It's funny. Hold on.
Arrived. And
see if I can find it. Hold on, guys. Bear with me.
wanted to do it right.
Here we go. So this kind of sums up how I feel about debating Vosh right here.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. That is so cool. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
That's it right there. That's it. Whitney and Brandy, I think they were saying impossible, I don't know. Whitney and Brandy just summed it up for me. No. Nope. We are not debating Vosh. Hello, Anon for Gmail blank. We are not debating Vosh. Whitney and Brandy said impossible. I agree with them. And by the way, for those of you who do not know who Brandy is an R&B singer in America. And if you guys don't know who Whitney Houston is, then I don't know what rock you've been living under. I have no idea. Even if you're not into that kind of music, I have no clue what rock you've been living under. None. Zero. Jesus Christ. Man. Jesus have mercy. Yeah, no. I'm not debating Vosh. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. No, sir. What did Bishop Bullwinkle say? I'm making all these references. You guys are like, what is this boy talking about? What is this guy talking about? Jesus Christ. Nope. Not happening. No, sir. I was actually going to do a video about Vosh, actually. When I first started off back a few months ago, I was like, yeah, let me do a video about Vosh. I don't know, though. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. That's brilliant, Doctor. That's brilliant. Why am I pensive? Why am I pensive? That's a good question. For me, there's no other way to be. When you're not pensive, what are you doing? You're not interacting with the world and all of its beauty and its glamour. Because to understand beauty is to be able to think. Thinking is the highest form of beauty, my friend. To be able to think, to be able to use everything in your brain and analyze an external object is to be able to, for yourself, form conclusions from things that actually exist and use them to make your interaction with those things better. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want that. I mean, I made a video about Nick Fuentes, if you guys know who that guy is, that absolute nut job. Jesus have mercy. Nick Fuentes, the Quaper guy. I made a video about him, and what happened with that is, his fans came after me and began saying all kinds of nasty things about me. And that's fine, I don't care, but I don't mind. Okay, when that kind of attention is unnecessary, you don't mess with that kind of attention. If it's unnecessary, then leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You don't go out to seek bad attention. Excuse me. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. What does Erykah Badu say, guys? Let's see if you guys know it. What does she say about this? If you guys even know who that is. What does Erykah Badu say? This is not a trick question. There are no wrong answers. Well, I guess there kind of are. I guess when I ask questions like these, everyone goes blank. Like, what is he talking about? But just to be clear, Erykah Badu says that she picks her friends like she picks her fruit. I pick my interactions like I pick my fruit. If I can see that fruit is spoiled from a mile away, why would I try to pick up spoiled fruit? Why would I try to bite into spoiled fruit? I'm going to get sick. Even if I have a strong immune system, I'm still going to get sick. I don't want to get sick. So there are certain people who I will not give my time. Vosh is one of them. Now, of course, what would Vosh have to gain from getting Christian Watson's time? Christian Watson is still a small timer. Christian Watson still has like 2,000 subscribers. I don't think Vosh has anything to gain by getting my time. I have more to gain by getting his time than anything else, I think. So no, I don't. There's no. Oh, I think she's very smart. She said some crazy things, but she likes Farrakhan, so I don't like that. I mean, Farrakhan's nuts. But I think she's very smart. I think she's very smart. What did you all think about last night's video? I think that what happened was, I think I lost 10 subscribers from that one, actually. People got mad. It's a shame. But I'm not gonna. Oh, he would definitely hype it up. Oh, I have no doubt about that. He would embellish the hell out of that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm debating Christian Watson, no one you've heard of before. Okay, so Libertarian Socialism. They don't use the term that is oftentimes conceptualized in American libertarianism. So Chomsky is a libertarian socialist. Chomsky says that American libertarianism is not real libertarianism. They said it's a sort of a version of real libertarianism. They use the libertarian sense of libertarianism, which doesn't necessarily mean this sort of individualistic freedom. It means something bigger, something a little bit more broader than that. So for the libertarian socialist, they can have a socialist commune without having the government involved in it. For the libertarian socialists, or whatever, they can have. It's very communitarian oriented. So when someone says libertarian socialist, you think they're saying that they hold libertarian values in the American sense. That's not what they're saying. They're saying I am taking my cause from the European intellectuals of centuries old who called themselves that. Proudhon, people like that. So that's the distinction. That's the distinction. Now, I think it's bonkers, but yeah, I agree. I agree, Skies. I agree. I don't know what to think about this anymore, man. Some people want a carbon copy of their own beliefs out in the world, and they want some people aren't comfortable. Some people are not satisfied enough with their with sharing their own beliefs with themselves. I don't know. I'm making no sense right now, I know, but well, I'm happy you liked it, Dr. Maverius. But there was a great deal of people that probably, I don't know why they didn't like it. In all honesty, I can discern, I can surmise a few things. I don't know, but they weren't fans. No, Corey, no, not really. It has more to do with transitioning the use of force into communal hands rather than having a centralized authority do it. That's what libertarian socialism was more about. So they want to have force there still, but they don't want to do it through the government entirely. That's what it's much more about. What it's about. Yeah, Danny, I don't know, man. I don't know. People get offended over everything these days. It's not right. Although it's not much of a difference from the past. I mean, you go as far back as the McCarthy era, yeah, people getting offended over everything that looked like was a communist. Everything that moved was a communist back then. You go back to the colonial era, if you gossiped, you had your tongue put in a pike, where if you moved your tongue, you would be impaled. They call it the gossiper's brittle. I mean, cancel culture has always existed. I don't think there's ever been a time in the American history, at least, where it didn't exist. Well, Corey, it's okay. No, you don't. It's okay if it's confusing. I just think about this. There is a different version of the word libertarian that exists from Europe that is not the American version. And libertarian socialists use the European version, the non American version, which is not really focused on individual freedom. Yeah, yeah, witch hunts were canceled as well. Cancel culture were existing, and yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, yep. Yes, sir. That's what was happening. So yeah, this cancel culture stuff is not a new phenomenon. It really isn't. It's been happening and happening and happening and happening throughout history. Exactly, Cat. Exactly. And guys, I'm about to log off too because I not right now, but like in 10 to 15 minutes because I got to go prep for my conversation tonight with Bastiat. How many of you know who Bastiat is, by the way? Not Frederick Bastiat, but Bastiat the streamer. How many of you know who he is? If you watch Twitch, you should know. Oh, really? Dr. Maverius, you want to be in the indie music? That's awesome. I have a friend, Jeremy Ivy, who I just interviewed on my show a few weeks ago, who is in the indie music business. In indie music, ugh. Not music, dang it. Indie movie business. Um, and he wrote a book called it. Nah, he wrote a movie called Tango Web. Impressive effort, in my opinion, for a director with no budget. Impressive effort. I like him a lot. Jeremy Ivy's a good guy, great guy. Um, okay, yeah, I wouldn't expect you guys to know who that is because you guys aren't in that. So there are several demographics of the political discourse. There are the Gen Zers, like my group, and we use Discord and Twitch and all this other stuff. Then there are the more millennials and the people who are beyond millennials. I don't know what their classification is. Excuse me. Um, who are more into just watching the YouTube stuff, watching the big time people. They don't really use Twitch. They don't really use Discord. They don't really do all that kind of stuff. They still use Facebook and Twitter, that kind of stuff. So that's what we're seeing. Um, and so I don't blame you if you don't know who Bastiat is. I don't blame you at all. He's a pretty popular guy on that platform, so I'm gonna be on there. We're gonna talk about a few things, just general conversation. So should be good. Should be good. Do you do political Twitch, Mister Corey Priest? I understand where you're coming from. Um, There are a lot of people who intentionally eschew political conversation because they think it can get very sticky and very messy. And it can, but I'm not sure that's a very good reason. I don't know. I personally, I'm one who I love the adversarial process. Okay, this Hassan fellow, I've heard a lot of things about him, and from what I've heard about this Hassan fellow, I'm not impressed at all. I'm not impressed. He seems like a very nasty and mean spirited individual. Why does he have a big following? I don't know. I have no clue. See, thing is, people like Hassan. Every day I have to see people like Hassan, who don't really add anything but insults and malice, get very popular in the political discourse. Then someone like me, who's busting his ass day in and day out to be successful at this kind of stuff. I just launched a website. I have a podcast that I do. I have a video that I do every day. I'm just busting my ass. I mean, this is a business that is just very. Yeah. He's Jank's nephew. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. People like him don't even have to work hard. They just go up there. They have the famous name behind them. They get thousands of followers. They make money. Hurrah! I'm busting my ass out here, trying to make it. It's terrible. Jesus Christ. Hi, Mr. Whittle. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Always good for you. Always good for you to be here. Yeah, it is unfortunate, isn't it? It is quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. Yeah, I mean the channel has grown leaps and bounds, and Gothics and we're gonna be doing some more stuff soon. So yeah, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. These are the best days of my life. Yeah, I don't. Hassan has nothing intelligent to say. He has nothing intelligent to say. He has nothing intelligent to say. Zero. Oh gosh. I love Gothics too, Corey. And that's okay, as long as you love me too. As long as you love me too, then that's okay. Oh, Milo was terrible too. Look, man. If sexual minorities already are conceived of in a very narrow-minded way in the political spectrum, Milo just took all those narrow-minded conceptions and held them, embodied them, and manifested them vivaciously in the political discussion. Milo said women are lesbians because they're tired of men. He made that in a scientific way. He meant that. He didn't mean it as a glib thing. He literally tried to defend the hypothesis. Milo would brag about how he would have sex with his political opponent's brothers just to make them upset. Milo has no intellectual substance to him. People like Milo, and I'm gonna say it, people like Candace Owens. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm playing with right now, man. Let me back up. I'm backing it up. Backing it up. Hold on. Let me calm it down. There is a virulent strain of anti-intellectualism running through the conservative intelligentsia, if you can even call it that at this point. And that is quite literally destroying not only the messaging of the ideas that are important, it is tainting these ideas because they are being associated with unsavory personalities. Milo Yiannopoulos and that entire brigade of people who have no conceptual or philosophical basis underlying their affection for rightward ideologies, that's concerning to me, man. But that is the norm. That's the standard. Politics is no longer about if you believe in individual rights, or if you believe in the natural value of the human being, or if you believe that rights come from a divine source. No, politics today is about, okay, do you support, are you anti-SJW? Oh, you are? Okay, good, you're on my side then. But there's so much more to me than just being anti-woke. Being anti-woke is logically or ideally the extension of a broader paradigm that encompasses my political beliefs. It's not all of them. I have a paradigm of metaphysics, of epistemology, of all these different branches of knowledge which inform my political philosophy. It's not just being anti-woke, and it really upsets me because that's what we reduce politics to. And look, I'm happy. I'm happy that people are getting involved in politics because they are against the woke stuff. Great. Yay. I'm happy. But the problem is when that's your only attraction to politics, when being a contrarian on a very particular issue is your only attraction to politics, you are putting a sunset date on your usefulness. You are putting a sunset date on your usefulness. When all you can do is tout talking points and attack one side or the other, you are putting a sunset date on your usefulness. You are denying to yourself the knowledge that should be commensurate with any honest engagement in political processes. Because all you want to do is talk about one thing and act on one thing and pretend as if political parties and the whole of political ideologies are reduced to those one things. It makes me sick, man. Excuse me. It's upsetting. It's upsetting when I go on my Twitter feed and I see Senator Rand Paul, one of my favorite senators, saying all Democrats hate the police. All Democrats. All Democrats. No distinctions. No specifications. All Democrats. All Democrats. And he doesn't even verify the claim. Equally, when I see someone saying that all conservatives are xenophobes and they're not verifying the claim. Verify the damn claim. See, this is why being on live is bad for me sometimes. Because I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to hold your sensibilities in my hand. I'm not going to do that. And one person just unsubscribed to me. And yeah, that's okay. I don't care. Look, I'm not like everyone else. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be a partisan bomb thrower. Forget that, man. I'm sorry. That's not me. It's not me. It's not me. I can't stand that our politics right now has become nothing more than a self-aggrandizing, shallow, low-budget endeavor that does not understand the depths of these issues and only interacts with them in a very surface-level way. It depresses the hell out of me. Jesus. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. That's right, Counter Collective, man. That's some... Whew. See, and that's what... It just comes up sometimes. That pensive fire just comes up. It just hits me. So I'm like, it's like, whoa. I didn't even realize it, man. I didn't even realize it. It just, bam. I'm sorry. But when people like Milo Yiannopoulos are the standard, when people like Michael Knowles are the standard for conservative thought, Michael Knowles, the guy who said that mentally ill people shouldn't be involved in politics, Michael Knowles? I am destroying my career right now, I think. But I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm sorry. The reason I'm getting involved in political commentary, one of the reasons at least, is because there is not a single political pundit right now talking about these issues and current events in the lens of philosophy. There's not a single one. Not a single damn one. It's all surface level. It's all, leftist, rightist stuff. That's all it is. That's all it is. And guess what? I'm getting tired of that. This was a nation that was birthed from erudite, very sophisticated debate, in which we had people on the floor punching each other, getting them mad. But in the midst of that miasma of chaos, we birthed the most enduring symbol, the most enduring totem to freedom the world has ever seen. If you are willing to stick to your values, and if you are willing to represent and understand that there is a vast, vast, vast foundation to every single issue, whether it be the woke stuff, whether it be welfare, whether it be militarism, whether it be taxes, there is a vast intellectual foundation beneath every issue which undergirds this on a single plane, and you are willing to engage in that foundation, then you, regardless of whatever position you come up with, you will always be laboring towards the truth. Yeah, you may have to revise your position sometimes. Yeah, you may have to test the fruits you present. Yeah, sure, you won't always be right, of course, but you'll be getting towards that point. It's not about being right. The distinction that Plato made was that there is knowledge and there's opinion. Now, many people may be saying, well, Christian, you're an opinion commentator. Ha ha ha. Okay, yeah. But I'm hoping that through my opinions, I can get to knowledge. But the Milo Yiannopoulos of the world, the Michael Knowleses, they don't care about that. They care about upholding their artificial understanding of what politics is and feeding it, like they're feeding cattle, to their followers who think that that kind of conversation is indicative of what politics really is at a fundamental level. God. I'm just being honest with you. And look, I want a career in conservative media. I want a career in a conservative media. And that's never going to change. But I'm not going to be silent about this kind of stuff, man. I can't be. I won't be. I have an obligation to say something. As do all of you, in all honesty. All of you have an obligation too, by the way. It's not just Christian Watson standing out here, the lone cowboy. No. You have an obligation too. How are you doing, LJ? Excuse me, I didn't mean to scream at you as you came in. Excuse me. Excuse me. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? That's right, Kat. That's right. That's what it's about. The long-form conversation to get us to that point. That's what it's about. Yes. 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 Absolutely. My Lord, yes. Hey. That's ministry for my soul right there, Kat. That's what it is. Whew, God have mercy. Man. So, yeah, I'm sorry if I got a little bit too passionate there. But I'm getting tired of this, guys. Getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of it, man. I'm getting tired of these shallow political talkers. I'm getting tired. They make I'm getting tired of this crap. Well, I'm not sure about this Your Truth thing, Danny. I know what you mean, buddy, but I don't believe in the Your Truth. I don't have a truth. Nah. No. No. Because that implies that knowledge is about me. No. Knowledge exists external to me. Heraclitus understood this back in ancient Greece. No, knowledge is not... No, never. I'm a product of certain knowledge. Think about this. Intent and knowledge. The knowledge that a man aligned with a woman, or whatever mechanism you have today to have birth, and the sperm meeting the egg, that knowledge creates life. We're all the product of knowledge. Life is a fact. Life is a fact. Anyway. All right. Excuse me. Bye, SK. Bye, SK. Bye. All right. Mr. E3, how are you, sir? How are you, sir? But yeah, so that's my opinion about Michael Knowles and Milo Yiannopoulos and all that crazy nonsensical stuff. I don't deal with it, man. I don't deal with it. I don't deal with it. I've had to, and here's one thing that really bugs me. Something that really bugs me. A lot of people compare me to Thomas Sowell. Look, I love Thomas Sowell. But when I'm trying to make it, when I'm busting my butt reading books, trying to understand the world more, trying to hone my craft, and people keep holding me in relation to someone who's been on the earth for 30, 40 more years than I have, that makes me feel like I haven't accomplished much of anything. I don't like it. It's meant as a compliment, I get that. But I prefer if people compare Christian Watson to Christian Watson. Personally. I was talking to this one lady, and she was just, during the entire conversation, this one lady was just, man, mentioning James Lindsay and Jordan Peterson and all these kind of people. And, like, my position didn't matter, apparently. I don't know. This is a private conversation I had. Private conversation I had. And I'm like, ma'am, I think she was like, 2 years older than me. I'm like, ma'am, girl, partner. I mean, if you're going to talk about Jordan Peterson and James Lindsay, and you're going to just, like, not pay attention to my opinions, or compare my opinions to them, why the fuck, excuse my language, God help me, excuse me, I didn't mean to curse, but why the F, or you want to talk to me, if you keep mentioning them in every single breath? I'm not them. I am not James Lindsay. I love him, though. I'm not Peterson. I like him, too. I'm not them. I'm not Thomas Sowell. I'm Christian Watson. That has to be good enough. That has to be good enough. That must be good enough. So if any of you are in this chat, don't compare me to Thomas Sowell or James Lindsay or Jordan. Please don't. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Stop. No. Nope. Compare me to who I was 2 weeks ago and who I am now. I'm not a 70-year-old economist or an 80-year-old economist who had a legendary career. I'm 20 years old. I'm still trying to figure things out, but I have a core value system and I have philosophical training. Okay, bye, doctor. Bye. See you, man. Nice talking to you. So yeah, please don't compare me to Thomas Sowell or James Lindsay or Jordan Peterson or any of them. Please don't do that. That really messes with me. Don't do that, please. It makes no sense. And I get these comparisons are meant and with a good heart. I get it. I'm all for it, but don't do that. I think that. No. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. So, that's my opinion on all that kind of stuff. And yes, thank you for putting the website in the chat, my friends. That is the website. If you guys want to go and check it out. If you have any suggestions for me, please let me know. Counter Collective, can you put Bastiat's stream link in the chat for me? Because I'm going to be on Bastiat at 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Can you put his stream link in the chat for me? Yeah, does anyone have any questions about what I just said? About the comparison stuff? Any at all? Any questions at all? Not a fan, Thomas. I think that it assumes that everyone deserves a certain sum of money without really justifying that fact beyond mere consequentialism, and I find that to be utterly unconvincing. and not to be a generally morally consistent proposition. So I'm gonna make a video about UBI, explaining my opinion on it in depth later, but I just I'm not a fan on the moral basis. So Bastiat is a neoliberal, Corey. He is a neoliberal. He believes in the government intervention in the economy. He likes free markets. Well, he likes okay. He likes free market. Okay. He likes markets. Oh yeah, I'm talking to him. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. You can make history up again. Yes, sir. I'll be on there in 2 hours. So please tune in, of course. Please tune in. But yeah, so before I go, guys, tell me, what do you want to see more from me? How can I make Christian Watson, the brand and the channel, better? No, it's not a debate. No, it's not a debate, Corey. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. Nope. It's one-on-one. 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 All right, bye, Cat. Bye, Cat. Yeah, Elizabeth. So I am an individualist first and foremost. In the vein of in the vein of the transcendentalist, and in the vein of the early political philosophers of American libertarianism, Isabel Patterson and Rosewater Lane, who also had understandings of individualism which are now endemic in the freedom idea of the mid 20th century, which is now in the 21st century. I embrace aspects of Stoicism. I'm not a Stoic, but I embrace aspects of Stoicism. I'm a Christian. I find a lot of Eastern philosophy quite fascinating, on an aesthetic level, of course. I like natural law and natural rights theory a lot, which basically explains where our rights come from. So I'm definitely in the natural right law tradition. I'm a student of that kind of philosophy. Yeah, that's where I focused on mostly. And I'm a philosophy student too, by the way. So that's why the answer might be a little bit more convoluted. I also like the pre-Socratics a little bit. I like Heraclitus, who was a pre-Socratic. The pre-Socratics are philosophers that existed in ancient Greece before Plato, before Socrates, before Aristotle. I like them a lot. Oh dear. Well, I believe that God is a. I think that he is a vastly intelligent being who sits above the limits of our universe and our dimension, and who reigns supreme over everything, over space and time. I believe he is a personal deity. I endorse the basic Christian conception of God. Yeah, so I think the Stoic idea of understanding your limitations is very important, Elizabeth. Now, a lot of Stoics take that idea to excuse them to be complacent in certain things, like not being involved in society, not being involved in politics, and we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't take a good idea and make it something that it shouldn't be. But there are just some things, and I was telling one of my friends this last night, there are just some things that are outside of my capabilities to control or to do, and I'm at peace with that. Because everything that is within my capability to control or to do is everything that I believe I am divinely meant to do. So Stoicism speaks to me in that way, absolutely. Understanding my limits and knowing when to stop, when not to stop, when to do stuff. That's how it speaks to me. Eastern philosophy, the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu, the idea that there is this sort of nameless, grander force beyond you that exists outside of yourself, that you just flow with, the Tao. And then the idea that the ruler is not meant to take you to this. And this idea transcends all moral rules, transcends all diktats and fiats. That's also a fascinating idea to me as well. So yeah, those are probably the main things. I also think that there's something to say about hierarchies as well, as Confucius would say. Their hierarchies are important, I think. I'm not sure that slavishness to society and collectivism are important. I mean, I think that Confucius would say that collectivism is very important. I wouldn't say that. So, yeah, those speak to me. Yes, I'm planning on doing that. Actually, yes, yes, Elizabeth, yes, 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 absolutely, 100%, yes, absolutely, yep. It's needed. It's important. Yep. Yeah, so I'm what they call an evolutionary creationist, Thomas. I believe that evolution was a complex process used by the deity to bring birth, to bring into creation, the complexity of all the species in the universe and the human species as well. Absolutely, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, this is a very niche position amongst a lot of academic Christians, but I subscribe to it entirely, yes. I take a Newtonian position that I believe that the complex majesty of the natural world, more so the complexity by which all these things are these processes are constituted, those prove the need for some kind of greater control. Unless you think these processes are just inherently contained therein, and that seems to debunk or go against a lot of the knowledge that science would tell us. So no, I think there are many reasons why, if the Christian God isn't real, that I think there is an intelligent being in this world, in this earth, or no, in this universe, beyond us. I can't prove to you that the Christian God is real, but I can. That's a matter of faith. But I can try to make a case for an intelligent consciousness. Yeah, no, I don't know many young Earth creationists that are involved in this kind of stuff. I don't know many. Now, if you go to some town and rural whatever, yeah, you might have some of those, but I think most Christians are going to embrace science to some extent. I keep my embrace of science checked. Have I given you guys good answers, by the way, Thomas and Elizabeth? I want to make sure that I'm worth your time. I want to make sure that I'm worth your time. All right, my friends. All right, good. Well, my goal to this channel, Elizabeth, I want it to be a launching pad for my career in political media. I want to be a political commentator. So I obviously have a podcast. I want my podcast to do well. I want to be a regular. I want to have a well-known podcast. I want the channel to grow up very big. I want to write a New York Times best-selling book. I want to do speeches on the college lecture circuit. I want to do a lot of stuff. I want to be a public intellectual. So this channel is meant to help me. It's like a launching pad. Hopefully, I gain critical mass or someone discovers me. That's basically what the aim is for this channel. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. I hope I succeed too. I hope I do too. It's an interesting road to travel. Bye, Kim. Bye. It's an interesting road to travel, I think. Interesting road to travel. It's an interesting road to travel. And with people like you, Elizabeth, the more you guys keep sharing my stuff or commenting on my stuff, the more I can succeed. So, you guys are helping me. You guys are an indispensable part of that equation. Bye, Elizabeth. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. You're a blessing. Yeah, no, I don't think I think that there are more people than we think who are kind of done with the two-party binary, Danny. Bye, Tom. Bye. Bye. Yeah, Danny, there's more people than we think. I don't think... I think what's holding me back right now is lack of exposure. The more people see me, the more they gravitate. So I think the exposure is the biggest thing. And we're working on that. We're working on that. We're working on that. No kidding, E3. No kidding. Alright, guys. I've been on for 2 hours. Which is actually a short time for me. I'm typically on for like 4 or 5 hours. But I've been on for 2 whole hours. 2 hours, guys. Wow. Many of you have been sitting here. Oh, I love Tom McDonald. I've done some videos about him, actually, on this channel. I love Tom McDonald. He's wonderful. I love him. Alright, guys. I gotta go. I got to go. Counter Collective, please put that link in the description again. The Bastion stream. I'm going to be there at 9 p.m. Hope you guys are there too. I would love the support. If you just watch, let me know how I did. But again, I love all of you. I think you are all wonderful. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for supporting me in my dreams. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you so much. It means a lot. If you're not already in my Discord, please join my Discord. If you have Discord, of course. Because I just want to be able to talk to you guys. I want to connect to you guys. I want to connect with you guys, so to speak. So, let me know, okay? Let me know what's going on. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just relax. I promise you, I'm just gonna relax. All right, guys. Love you to death. Love you to pieces.